DA, what's up, man? How are you, buddy?
I'm good, fellas. What's happening?
Chilling, man.
All right.
Hoping for some more enthusiastic football. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be a good start. To start well, as opposed to wait until you're down 10-0, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you make of the slow starts on the road, DA?
I don't know. I mean, well, first, look, Green Bay's good. That's one thing. Green Bay's really good, especially at home. And they just had a bad night in all phases, I thought, against Green Bay. But the Falcons game was the one that that I'm not sure how that happened. Like, that's the team that just got beat 30-0 by a bad team. You know what I mean? Like, and they're going to play better at home, but still, like, yeah, I mean, that's not, and, all due respect to the Falcons fan base, that's not exactly, going into Pittsburgh or one of the harder places to play. Like, there's no reason for you to be not coming out on all cylinders. And they just let the other team take the fight to them from jump. And to me, it wasn't so much like, I know the bust on Bijan that everybody's talking about. Like, I get it. That's a bad matchup for Bobby. It just is. It's a bad matchup for anybody. To me, it's like, who on your team do you expect will be able to cover Bijan Robinson out in the flat by themselves? Like, you know what I'm saying? That, to me, that's difficult. But to me, it was more like the second and longs. They had them in a bunch of second and longs the whole game. And the Falcons kept converting them, like 2nd and 12, 2nd and 14, 2nd and 16, and they would just easily convert it or make it 3rd and 1, and you're supposed to get off the field when you put a team in that many second and long situations, and they rarely did.
No, Dave, I remember back in the day where we had guys, Monty Coleman in particular, will go around all week saying, don't worry about what that score was last week. And I don't know if it's still the same. I know a lot of things have changed in football, but I would hope it's somebody that makes sure guys understand the team could lose 30-0 the week before, but then come out and whoop your ass just like that Atlanta did to us. If you don't come out there thinking that team is not that bad, you come out there thinking, oh man, we're gonna beat them easily. Once that's in your mind, you're getting your butt whipped, point blank.
Yeah, that could that happens. It still happens all now. It always happens all the time. And maybe there were a couple guys that felt that way. I don't. Well, who knows? I can't get in guys' heads, so I'm not going to pretend to. I can't get in 53 guys' heads for sure. So I don't know if they took them light or what, but they did not play like they had appropriate fear, as Greg Popovich used to always say. You know what I mean? Like, he used to always talk about, you don't have to play afraid, but you have to realize those other people getting paid too, and if you don't come correct, they can embarrass you. And certainly, look, just put Bijan on tape. That's all you need to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, regardless, we still got to stop that guy, and they ain't stopped that guy, so.
I totally. Defensively, coverage busts have been a problem. Now, I think it's overly simple that folks just want to point to the corner that's chasing a receiver. Obviously, football is a far more complex game. The pass rush really didn't show up in Atlanta. That said, when you look at the numbers behind some of these coverage busts, like the amount of big plays they're giving up, what do you see, DA?
I mean, I think it is a combination of a bunch of things. You're right. When you don't get consistent pressure, they've gotten pressure in the 2 games they've won. They haven't gotten pressure in the 2 games they've lost, right? Like, so, that's a big part of the success of the back 7 is what the front 4 or front 5 or front 6, whatever you do, what they do in terms of getting the ball out the quarterback's hands faster than he wants to get it out. That's going to impact what happens at the back end, right? So when Jordan Love has all day to wait for Tucker Kraft to go up the seam 25 yards before he throws the ball, guess what? He's going to go for a long way on that play, So you got, it is what they talk about, complementary football, but you still have to cover guys. Like, the job of whether you're in man or zone or it's a combo, whatever it is, I have to cover this person at some point in the play. right?
Yeah.
So I got to do that. That's my job. And if Drake London's running wild, running open all day, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, that's got to get tightened up. I don't think Marshawn's playing as bad as everybody says he's playing, but he's got to be more impactful. Like, you got to have some pass breakups, if nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you have to have 5 picks by this time, but you should have a few more PBUs. You know what I mean? Like, you get that.
Yeah.
You do need to have some of those to
Be a little closer.
make it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and again, I'm not blaming him for every time a guy's run open, because sometimes he might be expecting help over the top. But at some point, you do have to cover the guy that comes through your area, whether it's man or zone. You're responsible for that guy, and that guy can't get open.
Dave, you watched football for a long time, man, and you hear coaches, I'm sure, back before I was playing, when I was playing, and today, wrap up.
Yeah.
Where has the wrap up gone in tackling?
You know where it's going to be. When you know exactly where it's going. Where two-a-days went, where tackling in pairs, we're playing in pairs on day one went. You know what I mean? Like, you know where it went. If you don't practice tackling, guess what? You don't tackle well. So there's nothing you can do to simulate it. I asked Quinn that question during training camp. Like, how do you get guys to tackle well when you don't tackle in practice? Like, so
right.
There's no mystery to that one. Like, I think you see it around the league. I don't think it's unique to Washington. I think you see it around the league. People don't practice tackling, and you don't get better at it.
Yeah, what I see is this, though. If they just wrap up, you may like just grab a guy, and my buddy just sent me a video of women rugby.
Yeah,
they were wrapping up.
Yeah,
they were tackling. I didn't see one person just throw a forearm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think if a guy that's 200 pounds, 250, 300, grabs another guy and wraps his arms around him, that other guy is not going anywhere.
Right.
But if that guy just bumps him, if that guy bumps him, he can keep going. And a lot of times the bump, you know what the bump does? Gives you more momentum. And the guy
push
keeps
you
running.
closer to the hole.
Exactly. So if they could just wrap up, I feel, and I think, like, people think that we tackled to the ground back in the day. What Coach Gibbs did, he called it full speed butt up. So they wrap their arms, lift you off the ground, and sit you back down.
Right.
But you know what they did? They did wrap their arms around you.
Right, yeah.
What they do today, they run by a guy and go, "Ooh, I had you."
Yeah. I mean, I think
that has to change.
I think there's a bunch of different things, right? That part of it is, again, I just don't think they practice tackling enough. Like, you just, they say, well, we have to practice. We practice every situation. We practice every simulation. We practice 2-minute. We practice 4-minute. We practice special teams. We practice all these things. You don't practice tackling. So what do you expect is going to happen when somebody's going full speed on a football field and you ain't practiced it? You ain't practiced how to get that guy down on the ground. So that's part of it. I think part of it is some guys may be reluctant to come full speed because they're worried about getting a penalty, because you don't know what a penalty is now. You try to come full speed, hit a guy in the chest, he lowers his head, you get hit 15-yard penalty for hitting him in the helmet. Like, when that wasn't your intent at all, right? So I think some of it's that. Right. And some of it, again, is just, I think, bad technique. I don't know if that's again, are they being taught bad technique or are they practicing bad technique? That's where I don't know. But it's not, you're not seeing what we used to see, which was when a guy got hit, he got hit and he stayed down. Unless it was Riggins, 230-pound guy, like 240-pound guy with speed like John had, unless it was someone like that, when guys got hit, they stayed hit. That doesn't happen anymore. And I think part of it is because they're, like you said, they're flying by guys instead of wrapping up. Instead of trying to actually grab them, they just throw a body part at them and think that's going to be enough, and it's not.
Nope, it's not.
DA, Jaden back on the field. How big of a deal? What does that do for this team?
Well, he's the show. Like, we know what he does for. He's the show. And you worry. I'll say I worry about a guy. I don't know what level of sprain it was. I don't know if it was level, grade 1 or grade 2. If it can't be grade 3. He wouldn't be playing if it's grade 3. But if it's grade 1 or grade 2, that changes the calculus a little bit. So you worry about, the thing that makes Jaden is that he has premier escapability and a premier arm, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes him impossible almost to defend, because he can do either of those things. You take one of those away, I'm not saying he's easy to defend. I'm saying he's easier to defend. So until I see him running with somebody chasing him with that brace on, I can't tell you how effective he's going to be out there. Which is why I really do believe this is a game that you put on the offensive line and the tight ends, and you say, you know what, guys, if we don't give up explosives, if y'all tighten up a little bit on the defensive side, we can win this game 21-14 or 21-17. We're going to run the football 40 times this time. That's what we're doing Sunday in Los Angeles. Because I'm not dropping Jaden Daniels back 30 times, and I don't know what he can do back there yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not putting him at risk. I'm not putting the franchise at risk, let's be honest, by putting him back there when I haven't seen him play yet. Now, if he stutter steps the dude and goes 40 yards down the field with a brace on, okay, I'm good. That's all I need to see. But I'm not chancing it. I'm not leaving that to chance.
Yeah.
So I'm making Trent Scott tight end eligible 15, 16 times. I'm going 12 personnel as much as I can. I'm trying to stay ahead of the six. If I get 3 yards on first down and 3 yards on second down, that's fine. It's 34. You know what I mean? I can make that. But I'm going to run the ball as much as I can. Even if I'm behind, I'm going to keep running the ball as much as I can, because I cannot get Jaden Daniels hurt worse than he's hurt right now. That can't happen.
Yeah, see, going into the last game, I felt that I said that they had to establish a run the game, because you want to protect the quarterback. And I saw how they ran the offense against the Raiders, and I saw what they were trying to do against Atlanta. I feel if Jaden's on the field, you need to be the same way. Don't just adjust it because he's on the field. Give him as much protection as you give anybody else, then he becomes even more dangerous.
Right. So if you want it to be about his arm, okay, let's max protect it. We're going to max protect a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sending 2 guys out in the pattern or 3 guys out in the pattern. I'm not going empty. You know what I mean? Like, and this is where I think Cliff Kingsbury's pretty smart. He understands where Jaden is. They know where physically Jaden is. I can't tell you if he's 100%. I don't think he is. Is he 90, 92, 84? I don't know. So we'll find out Sunday. But I'm not chancing it, is what I'm saying. I'm not leaving that to chance that he takes off and gets hit and falls awkwardly, or he tries to take off and the knee isn't ready for him to go that way. I can't have that happen. So if he's going to play, then I'm going to do everything I can to make it an easy, safe day for him. And again, you want to win the game. I understand that. You don't want to lose 2 in a row. I understand that. It's October 1st, October 2nd. Ain't nothing being decided in week 5. I need Jaden Daniels in week 17. You know what I'm saying? So you have got to be prudent until he's 100% again. You've got to be.
DA, we're saying to Cliff, you got to run the ball. You got to be safe.
Yeah.
Jaden was asked yesterday, I got to be smarter. I got to understand the balance of protecting myself. But when the game's on the line, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Do you think Jaden will protect himself more? I
mean, look, professional athletes always think they're bulletproof. Nobody, even guys that are hurt, are like, I'm good. I would never ask an athlete to mentally say, well, I was going to run, but I need to save myself for week 17. That's not for him to decide. That's for play callers to decide. That's for the head coach to decide. You know what I'm saying? So when he's out on the field, he's going to do what he's going to do. I'm not.
Totally.
Your instinct takes over. I get that. That's not. I'm saying don't put him in dozens of plays where he has to make that decision in real time. I'm saying take that off the table. If you can limit it to 5 or 6 in a game, okay, I can live with those odds. What I can't live with is a good outcome 20 times by putting him in harm's way. That I can't do.
Smart. DA, we got to run. Thank you for the time, man. Brother. We'll see you in a little bit.